Guys, Islam is very topical at the moment. I mean, the British public are up in arms over the numbers, but I think they only see the numbers. I don't think they really understand the power of Islam. It's a cult. It's a religious cult, but it's a cult. And think about Valhalla. You know, the old Vikings? They believed that to get in Valhalla, they had to die with a sword in their hand. I mean, how stupid's that? But some clever king made up that story and created the fiercest fighting warriors that the planet's ever known. They didn't want to die in old age. They wanted to die in battle. Very clever, very clever. And then along come this warlord called Muhammad, butchering his way through opposition, and he thinks, how can I create my own Valhalla? Pray 5 times a day. See, if you prayed 5 times a day for 10 years, whatever you've told yourself is in here absolutely. You can't shift it, you can't disbelieve it, nobody can argue out of it. It's fact. Even if it's untrue, you believe it absolutely. And you think about it, they're willing to die, they're happy to die because they believe they're going to be rewarded in heaven. Now, come on. You think about it. You see, they can't think. Islamists can't think. They can't debate. You can't question Muhammad. Oh, no, you're dead. But you think about it. If there's a God up there, he created man millions of years ago. Millions of years ago. Well before Muhammad. Millions of years before Muhammad. So we're all God's children. And if that's the case, why would he reward somebody for murdering some of his children? It doesn't stack up, but you can't argue with them. And I think to try and understand it, you've got to understand how the brain works a little bit. You know, I studied psychology in uni. I trained as a counsellor, read all the books. I've got some idea. Your subconscious controls you. It learns how to walk, how to talk, how to drive, how to do everything that you do. Your subconscious learns it. It's wired up to your muscles. It moves you. It does everything. Your thinking brain in the neocortex, frontal lobes where you think, is wired to your subconscious. It's not wired to your muscles. You can't think your legs to move. You have to make a decision, and the decision orders the subconscious to carry it out. If you think, oh, I'm going to drive over town and go to the supermarket, your subconscious does it. You don't think when you're driving, your subconscious is doing everything for you. And if it decides that it's dangerous, it will make you feel fear. It can make you feel anger. It can even take control. Yeah, I mean, panic. Panic is when the subconscious takes over and takes control, and you can't stop it. You can't. Panic's panic. So it is very powerful, and depending on what you've programmed in there over years of praying, it can make you do things. It can make you fearless. It can make you happy to die. They don't fear death because they think they're going to be rewarded. I mean, how stupid is that? But I mean, it's so controlling. You know, years ago there was a man who wore upside down goggles, made everything he see upside down. And after 3 days, his subconscious said, this is not right. And it flipped his vision back to normal with the goggles on. When he took them off, the world was upside down again. Another day or so, and his brain corrected it. So it can decide what you see and change what you see. And if you've programmed your brain into some mystical, magical world, who knows what you might see. You know, you just cannot fight this. You cannot argue with it. They've got to go. They must go. So, give you more idea. Let's talk about a bit of history, shall we? Let's look at the history of Islam. I'm sure you know that Persia is modern-day Iran. In 1935, Persia officially became Iran, marking a pivotal cultural and political change. This decision, led by the Shah, aimed to strengthen national identity by embracing the term Iran, which locals had used for centuries. While Persia was a term favoured by Western nations, reflecting the Persian Empire's historical influence, Iran stems from the word Aryan, connecting directly to the nation's ancient roots. This move was part of a broader effort to modernize the country and promote a unified sense of pride amongst its citizens. Even so, Iran used to be very Western orientated in clothing and music, etc. And even though the majority of the population was Muslim, they did not even consider themselves to be Arab. The average Muslim is a decent person, but do not forget it's the radical Islamists that want to destroy the West. However, being oppressed by the Shah, most of the Muslim population saw Khomeini's Islamic movement as a way to escape the suppression and support for the revolution. Oh boy, little did they know. You have to be careful what you wish for. The Shah's regime was seen as oppressive, brutal, corrupt, and lavish by some of society's classes at the time. It also suffered from some basic functional failures that brought economic bottlenecks, shortages, and inflation. Dictators never run an economy efficiently. And when people complain, dictators, shoot them. This leads to more unrest and more force. Dictators surround themselves with sycophants, yes men. No one will tell a dictator that they are wrong, or they will be out on their ear or shot. The Shah was perceived by many as beholden to, if not a puppet of, a non-Muslim Western power, i.e. the United States, whose culture was affecting that of Iran. At the same time, support for the Shah may have waned among Western politicians and media, especially under the administration of US President Carter, as a result of the Shah's support for OPEC petroleum price increases earlier in the decade. When President Carter enacted a human rights policy which said that countries guilty of human rights violations will be deprived of American arms or aid, some Iranians gained the courage to post open letters and petitions in the hope that the repression by the government might subside. Well, guess what? That didn't work. However, the Shah did try to improve the country with modernisation. He traded oil with the states for equipment for infrastructure and farming equipment, tractors, etc. He abolished the feudal system, about the last in the world. But try as he might, the Islamists saw modernisation as westernisation. I guess that being a bunch of, dumb camel shaggers. Still, how on earth could people survive with the number on this planet all scratching for a living in some sort of feudal system? You see, this is their mentality, 1,000 years old, and they want to turn England into the shithole, the light of which they came from. The revolution substituted the monarchy of the Shah with Islam, and Khomeini is credited in part to the spread of the Shia version of the Islamic revival. It resisted westernisation, and factors include the underestimation of Khomeini's Islamic movement by both the Shah's regime, who considered them to be a minor threat compared to the Marxists, who were very popular, and Islamic socialists and by the secularist opponent of the government, who all thought the hominids could be sidelined. Well, that went well. Don't underestimate those that want to bring you down. Believing Islam not to be a threat as it crept through the Middle East was a huge mistake. Much like in the West today, the Quran openly says all non-Muslims are enemies. And it also says all enemies must be killed. Take note of that. What's the old saying? Irish and English Member of Parliament Edmund Burke once said, all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. Think about it. It is amazing how they hate us. We discovered oil in Persia, put in the equipment to extract it, the infrastructure to export it. Then we invented cars, ships, and planes to give it a market and made them a very wealthy company. Okay, at first, they only got 16% of the profits. Small share, I know, but money for nothing. We did all the work and investment. It was on April the 14th, 1909, 1 year after geologist George Bernard Reynolds discovered oil in Persia. Burma Oil created the Anglo-Persian Oil Company as a subsidiary and sold shares to the public. The volume of production of Persian oil products eventually started in 1913 from a refinery built at Abadan, and for its first 50 years it was the largest oil refinery in the world. Yeah, we gave them that and they still hate us. However, the revolution did not happen overnight and the Shah sped things up. The people wanted him out, but he did not realize what they did not realize what they were getting into. Out of the frying pan into the fire comes to mind. Of course, Hominy said he was not after power. Spoiler alert, he ended up taking absolute power. Who would have believed that? Now they are stuck with Islam and it will be harder to get out of than into. Then there is Syria, another brutal regime. On Assad's departure, the leaders said it would be an open, free country. No sooner said than done, they are slaughtering Christians. They can't help it, it's in their blood. No, it's in their Quran. Non-Muslims are the enemy. You must kill all enemies. As I said, if you was to prey on something evil 5 times a day, you'd come to believe it. It's self-brainwashing, namely autosuggestion. You will believe that you will be rewarded in heaven. How dumb is that? You cannot fight it. It's even happening in Africa. Villages are being slaughtered. If you would like to know why Islam countries fell behind the West, check out the video, Why Are Muslim Countries Doomed to Poverty? The description's in below. It's a real eye-opener. You'll be shocked at the ignorance. Now, in the UK, it's not quite the same situation as with a dictator like the Shah. Well, there is Starmer, I suppose. No, it will be far more gradual. The trouble with this is that people do not notice change if it happens over time. But already, the UK has a number of Muslim mayors and an estimated 443 Muslim councillors that were elected in the local elections in England. This is according to data exclusively complied by the Muslim News. Also, about 1,850 mosques. Islam will grow because these people will push their agenda, while the more disillusioned Brits become with the country and government, the less they will go out and vote. Worst of all, a record-breaking 25 Muslims, up from 19 in 2019, were elected to the House of Commons. This was said by the Muslim Network. Among those elected, 18 are from the Labour Party, 4 are independents, 2 are from the Conservative Party, and 1 is from the Liberal Democrats, all swearing in on the Quran. They will run the country soon, what then? Don't keep your head in the sand. It's a real possibility if you do not take action soon. The woke liberal left have dragged us down and can't see what they're doing. Think the Russian Revolution. The people thought it was total freedom. Really? More like total disaster, however you look at it. You have to be careful what you say in case you offend someone. Who? The Brits are too tough to be offended. If you speak the truth, you go to jail. Really? It's a bit like the Shah's brutal regime. Get rid of this cancer now. Get rid of the EU Court for Human Rights. Have mass deportations. Do not think it will not happen just because you may live in an unaffected area. I say Tommy Robinson for PM. I know you may hate him, so did I for years. That's because we were brainwashed by mainstream media. He was trying to save your daughters. Get on X, Twitter, and check out some of his interviews before condemning him. Well, I've had my rant. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Yes or no, and why. Please like and subscribe if I haven't offended you. Have a good one, if possible. Oh, and no one likes Tommy. Oh.